So in this video, I've made 5 mistakes on purpose. I want to see if you can see what they are, and if you can, just put them down in the comments below and I'll put them in the comments after. We're going to turn right 4th exit at the next roundabout, which is coming back this way on ourselves. So I'm going to check my center mirror, I'm going to check my right mirror, signal right. Checking for any cars coming from the right side over there, but it looks like that car's kind of far away, so I can carry on. Just going to keep going round. And once I get to like around here, I'm going to check my center mirror, signal left. I'm checking my mirrors that come off, and I'm done. So here's a 30-mile-an-hour road, so I'm just going to get into 3rd and increase my speed, taking care that I don't go over on the line there because it's a bit faded over there. Zebra crossing is nice and clear, but there's people up at the front, they're slowing down, they might be turning, so I'm just gonna reduce my speed early, get into gear 2 because those guys are going kind of slow, and then once they've gone past I can carry on again, adding more gas. But going on a bendy, so I'm not going too fast. And then once I get to like here, I'm getting to like 25 miles an hour, get into 3rd and carry on my drive. It's nice and quiet at this stage, but that doesn't mean I can relax too much. There's always stuff happening, so I'm still looking ahead. So even this car is coming, zooming down the road. See, it's a police car. That's why I was going that fast. Okay, it's undercover police car there, going really quickly. So whenever something looks a bit unusual, so that car was going really fast, just be mindful that they might be up to something. I didn't know it was a police car, but the way they were driving was a bit unusual. So when you see stuff like that, just be more alert because they might do something a bit weird. They might try to go around that van or something like that. So just have your eyes a bit more open. Okay. So on here, I'm going a bit over the line. This is not like a mistake here. It's just because these guys are quite close and the lane is a bit narrow. So in that situation, you want to move a bit to the right. Even if you go over the line, it's much better than getting too close to the parked cars. And you can use your reference point here. So I'm using this reference point on the right here, just in that corner of on the windscreen. So there, I'm not going too far across the line. But if these cars were any further towards this way, I would ignore that reference point and move a bit more over the line, just so I can avoid hitting those cars on the left there. We're going to pull over on the left in a safe place. So I'm going to check my center mirror, check my left mirror, and then I'm going to signal left. So this is a parking space here. It's got the bike lane in there, but it's also a parking bay as well, so we can park in here. So this is not a mistake, just to let you know in case you guys start typing quickly. Okay, so this will probably be the first place that will stop you on your test if you're doing that test center over there. Now we're going to move on again. I'm going to get into gear 1, start my checks over my left shoulder, checking my left mirror, through the main screen, through the rear view mirror, right mirror, and then over my right shoulder, just where that gentleman's walking from. I'm going to put a signal on, checking my right mirror as I'm coming out. Check one more time, it's looking good. And I'm remembering what the speed was when I last saw it, which was 30 miles an hour. So I've got that in mind, it's still 30 miles an hour. I haven't seen any other signs saying otherwise, so I'm just going to gradually get to 30 miles an hour. I'm doing 30 miles an hour now because the road is nice and clear. So here I'm very close to this line, just because these cars are quite close, so that's why I'm moving over a bit to the line. You want to be wary of that as well, so you don't. A lot of people get the serious fault of getting too close to the left without even realizing, because they're too concerned about staying in the lane and they ignore that they're getting too close. We're going to turn right at this roundabout, so center mirror, right mirror. I'm going to signal right. I'm going to get into gear 2 as I approach this. I'm checking the right side from early. There's a car coming from there, so I'm just going to wait for him to go first. I'm already going into gear 1 now, just checking the right one more time, but it's looking good, so then I can make my turn. So I approached it in gear 2 there, and then as I got to the roundabout itself, there was a car coming, which meant then I had to go into gear 1. So if the car wasn't there, I can just leave it in 2 and carry on in 2. But because that car was there, I had to stop. And if you stop, it's best to go into gear 1. Otherwise, when you try to move on again, it's likely that you're going to stall the car, or the car will move off very slowly. Okay, we've got a zebra crossing coming up. Just checking both sides. There are people on that side, but there's an island in the middle, so even if they started to cross as I got there, I wouldn't really wait for them, because we treat those crossings there as two separate crossings. Okay, I can see it says it's slow on the road here, so I'm just checking for any bends in the road, any other hazards that might be coming up. So far it's looking good. Just be wary of any situations that might develop in case, because when you see these slow signs on the floor, it usually means there's something something that you need to pay attention to coming up, maybe a crossing, maybe a sharp bend, maybe a junction, things like that. So right now I'm in third, but I'm thinking about going into two soon, because I'm slowing down. This car in front of me is slowing down a bit as well, so I'm thinking about going into two. I can feel the car rumbling a bit, so I'm going to go into two in a sec. So I'm going to go left here, so center mirror, left mirror, signal left, and I'm going to get into gear 2, check in the right. There's a car coming, it's got no signal, but it's going that way, and there's another car, so sometimes you won't see where they're going, but that guy's going this way, then I can carry on. So there, I couldn't see where they were going, and they were using both lanes, so he could have been coming towards me. So the best thing to do there was just to wait. Then they've got this car coming, there's no space here, so a lot of learners here for some reason overestimate how much space there is here. They'll go in here thinking there's plenty of space and then end up having to reverse back or something. But if there's no space, or if you're not sure, just wait. Especially there, this side was for the oncoming traffic, so we had to wait. We're gonna turn right at the end here. I don't know if you can tell on the camera how sharp this hill is. So we're gonna turn right. So mirror, mirror, signal right. It's very sharp, so I'm gonna definitely get into gear 1 as I approach it, because I don't want the car to struggle in gear 2. And I can't see anything on the left or the right, so I'm just going to stop for a second, get into gear 1, get my biting point on. We've got these people walking in front of the car. Yep. Okay, so I'm just going to let them cross. Keep checking both sides. And I'm coming up slowly. I'm noticing my clutch is not coming up straight away. I'm bringing it up gradually. Then once I get to here, it's off all the way, and then I can get into gear 2. So those people, I was hoping they would walk behind me, but it looked like they were just going to walk in front of me, so I didn't want to move off as they were walking. And we made eye contact, and I think the lady, the mum, knew what I was doing, and I knew what she was doing, so I just waited. So here's getting a bit narrow with the cyclists in the way. This car's already waited, so I'm just going to go now because they've moved out of the way into the pavement. Yeah, in those situations where it's a bit tight and narrow, like where that bike was, you don't want to rush in there just because someone's making way for you. Just take your time still. So the lady or the guy that was driving had pulled over, and sometimes in that situation learners will try to go really quickly. We're going to pull over on the left, so mirror, mirror, signal left. Okay, then we're going to carry on driving again. So I'm going to get into gear 1, get my biting point and gas. I can see the cyclists coming down the road, so I'm just going to wait for them to go past. I'm just going to check over my shoulder, left shoulder, left mirror, center mirror, main screen, right mirror, then over my right shoulder. It's looking good. I keep checking as I move off. It's looking good still. Just easing off the clutch, and then into gear 2. I'm not rushing here because there's cars coming up that road as well, so I'm just going to give them time to straighten themselves out. And then at the end of this road we're going to turn right, so I do my mirror, mirror, signal right, I get to the end and get into gear 1, checking both sides as I approach. Now I can see that it's clear. Sometimes there'll be obstructions in your way, so like pedestrians blocking your way a little bit. If that's the case, just take more time and so that you can see properly. I can see a car coming through here. It doesn't look like there's much space in this. I'm just going to wait here so that they can go around us, but they just like they've stopped, so I'm just going to check my mirrors before I move, and I can carry on. So they were waiting for, I don't know if they're waiting for me or they're parking, but either way, thank you. Thanks very much. Okay, so they were waiting for me, that's fine. So sometimes you might wait and then other people will wait for you as well. It's not a problem. Just main thing is that you don't rush and then end up being stuck or being in a standoff for someone that's not going to reverse back. So just be cautious in those situations there. Then at this roundabout I'm going to turn right, so I'm just going to check my center mirror, right mirror, signal right. So I'm in the third right now. I want to approach it in second as I get closer, but when I get really close, I notice I can't see the right properly. So in that case, I'm going to go into gear 1, so I can see properly, and I can see there's nothing coming from there. Then this guy has to wait for me. I'm going to go around the roundabout, because I don't want to just cut across. You go around as much as you can there. Sometimes you have to go a bit over, but in most roundabouts you can go around, but if you go a bit over, it shouldn't be too much of a big deal, especially in that situation there where it will be a bit longer to go all around unnecessarily. But what you don't want to do is go on the wrong side completely. Okay, I'm going to take the next road on the right, so I'm just going to check my center mirror, signal right. So there's a nice box for me to go into behind this blue or grey car here. I'm just going to go in here like this and get the car straight, just so I'm not sticking out. Keep my signal on, and I'm going to creep forward. So sometimes, so that car let that guy in, but don't think that they're going to let you in as well straight away. When somebody lets the car in front of you go, don't just assume that you're going to be able to go as well. Make sure that you check it properly and then go when it's safe. Okay, I see signs for sharp bends, so I'm just going to be cautious. I'm already looking a bit further down to see what kind of layout the road is, and I can see there's a car parked a bit on the left there, so I'm just keeping an eye on that, make sure there's enough space, and there is. And you see these double lines here. This will be the no overtaking here, so there wasn't really any need for me to overtake there, but just in case somebody was going a bit slower than I wanted to, I wouldn't overtake at that point there. Okay, and then further down I can see a bus coming down the road, but it looks like there's quite a bit of space for me on the left here, but this car is stopping, and then this car is stopping as well. So I'm just gonna wait here, let this guy come out, or this lady come out. There's no point in blocking them when they can come out. You don't have to do that, but if you can see it happening, if you can plan it in advance and do it safely, it's perfectly fine to do that. But it's not like it's a must. Okay, just carrying on here. I'm going to turn left at the end of the road, so center mirror, left mirror, signal left, and then as I get close I can see there's a bit of activity here. I'm just going to get into gear 1 as I approach, and this lorry looks like it's going to reverse back a bit, so I'm just going to give him some space. Okay, once it's out of the way, I'm going to make my way to the giveaway line. I will start checking the right, and here I'm going to check the light as well, because a lot of people miss this light. When it's red, they'll turn and then it's red and they'll miss it, and it does apply to us, because you see that there's a stop line just there. So if you go and then it's red and you try to go through it, the examiner will brake. So now I'm going to go through it and I'm going to make sure the light is still green, and off you go. Keeping an eye on this bus, make sure that it's still signaling left as I go past him, because remember, buses have priority when they're trying to come out, so just be mindful of that. Through the high road, not rushing here, I'm just going to go really slowly. I'm doing about 15 at the moment because there's lots going on. The car in front of me is not going that fast as well, so there's no point in me rushing through here. And I can see there's people trying to come out of parking spaces as well, so, and there'll be people walking, crossing the road every now and again. Now I'm doing about 20 because the car's speeding up a bit more, and there's a bit more open space here as well. And I'm going to turn. Okay, you guys have to wait for me, please. Thank you. I'm going to turn left at the roundabout, so center mirror, left mirror, signal left, and just having my clutch ready in case, but there's nothing for me to wait for, so I can carry on. Then once I get here, I just cancel my signal. Okay, just go slowly here. I'm going to take the next left, so center mirror, signal left. So I could take this in 2, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take it in 1 because it's a bit hilly as well. I'm going to bring my clutch up smoothly, and then I'm going to follow I'm going to turn left here as well. And I'm just going to keep going round towards the left, just following the signs for the car parked. Just go left, and here the examiner might say to you, do a forward bay park on the left or the right. It's up to you. So I'm going to aim for the left lane, so So I'm just gonna do my mirror checks. Center mirror, left mirror. I'll signal left, and I'm gonna aim for a bay on the left there. So I'll aim for this one there. I've got my clutch down because I don't want to go too fast here, and I'm gonna keep checking and turn it a bit more. Okay, I'm just gonna secure the car. I can look in the mirrors. I don't know if it looks good, so I'm just gonna open my door. So if you can't see it, I can't see the line, which means it's underneath. It's underneath the car. So I'm just gonna reverse back out a bit. So I'm gonna get the biting point, clutch the biting point, look around, make sure it's safe, it's looking good. So I'm just gonna turn a bit left because I know the bay that I want is a bit more on this side. So I'm gonna turn a bit left and then turn a bit to the right, just controlling my clutch so I don't go too fast. So now I want to see the bay. I can see the bay now. Look around again, make sure there's no one near me. I'm gonna go forward slowly. And then once I get near the end, I'll stop. Check both sides, it's looking good. So now I've got my car secured, I can have a look and I'm in. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm in on that side as well, on the little blind spot mirror. So if you can see the line on that side, it means you're in. If you can see it on this side as well, it means you're in. Okay, now we'll drive out. We're gonna drive out and face that way. So I'm just gonna get my biting point, because when you're on this, I don't know if you can tell, but here, it's on a hill. So if I was to let go of the handbrake, the car will roll into that hedge. So to avoid that, when I'm trying to move off, what I will do is get the biting points, a bit of gas, biting point, so I can feel the biting point. When the clutch is like there, the car dips up a bit. So you don't want it too high because we burn the clutch, but you want it just enough so the car dips up a tiny bit. So that's enough for the car to move, but now the handbrake's holding it, which is what we want. Have a look around, and then handbrake down, and then really carefully with the clutch. It's making a bit of noise here as well, so I add a bit of gas just to help it out. And I'm gonna turn to the left. No cars near me. And then stop here. Keep looking around for any other road users. Looking good, and then I can carry on. So in car parks, I just stay in gear 1. I don't like to rush in car parks, even though this one's empty. Just in general, I like to just use gear 1 because I don't want to cause any issues for anybody else or for myself. So did you get 5 faults? Hopefully you didn't get any more because I was only trying to make 5. If you did, make sure you put them down in the comments below. If you didn't see any, or if you saw just a few, put them down as well. And then I'm going to put the answers in the comments in a bit. So if you like that kind of video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've got loads more like that. We've got other ones with real learners. We've got driving tips. We've got mock tests, real tests, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you subscribe to the channel for more. So until next time, bye.